Hello, I'm Troy Parker, President of Innovative Labor and Cleaning, and this is another Mental Health Monday. Today we're going to talk about getting unstuck. We've been working on our goals, but there are going to be times where we get stuck. We feel things aren't going right, we haven't really made any progress, so I want to go over the 3 fundamentals, and I learned these from Neville Goddard. The first is self-observation. Self-observation is stopping and taking a look when you get into that stuck position of what is it you're thinking? What is your mental state? And I look at it like a set of clothes. It's like a suit or clothes you put on, but you can take them off and move into another set of clothes, and this is what a state represents. Or I'll use the example of a radio station. If you want to listen to country music, but right now you're on classical jazz, you would make the observation that, hey, wait a minute, I'm on the classical jazz station, I just need to turn it up to the country music station. It is the same with our mental states. Now, I just went through this myself, so I'll use my own personal example. I applied for the PPP loan, and now it's time to ask for forgiveness. So I put in my forgiveness, and I'm like, okay, this will be easy. It'll be forgiven, and maybe take 30 days, I'll get my little thing, it's forgiven. But somehow along the way, I started thinking, well, it's a new president in the White House. They're not gonna forgive these as quickly because the government's trying to get more money and not give out so much money. But when I would go someplace, you'd hear people say, well, you know, Biden's in office now, they're not going to forgive those loans like that. They want that money back now. So I began to start picking up on those type of thoughts. Next thing you know, the person reviewing my PPP app, he started asking for, okay, let me have this, let me have that, let me have this. I mean, it was just like we did the first one and it was forgiven. But this, no. This was a lot more tedious. So then I started thinking, they're not going to forgive this. Now I'm going to have to explain to the bank how come it didn't get forgiven. Then my whole state was one of worry. It wasn't going to be forgiven. They're going to keep asking me for crap. And this is just a big headache. It's all because of the new president, and Trump did a whole lot better because they just forgave him real quick under Trump. I mean, my mind went everywhere. So as you see, even though I teach this stuff, I still have my struggles too. But I looked at my state and I saw my state was on that jazz station and I really wanted country music. So then I had to stop, calm myself down, and then we go to our second fundamental, and that is definite aim. In other words, what is it I wanted? I wanted my loan to be forgiven. Yours may be, you want a new house, you want a new job, whatever. But what was it that I really want? I wanted my PPP loan forgiven. Okay, so once you know what it is you really want, then I had to start doing things that are going to put me in the right state to get that done. So now in my case, I simply did my visualization. I would just go all the way to the end. I don't worry about the middle, how I'm going to get there. Just get in the email back from the guy at Ohio saying your loan has been forgiven and they're sending the payoff in the next few days. So I would just picture seeing that email and then feel the feeling of me seeing the email, and it's the feeling. One real thing I want to say real quick on as far as the visualization and the scene. A lot of people either don't know how to visualize or they don't really want to get into that. And you can still manifest without doing the visualization. I do the visualization, that helps me get the feeling. It just works for me. But really what you're trying to do is get the feeling of how you would feel. So if you could just think, okay, I want a new house, and how you would feel when you have it without doing the visualization, that's fine. And as I tell people, there's many ways to do this. And I never tell people, well, if you don't do it just like I said, it's not gonna work, because there's people who do it all different types of ways. But in this situation, I had my little visualization, go into my little computer, and I'd see my hands on my computer, I'd see the little computer screen, and I'd see the email saying, boom, Mr. Parker, SBA has forgiven your loan, and they're gonna be sending the payoff in a few days. That was it. And then I kept visualizing that, and I did it for a while. Now, here's what will happen. Whether you do it with the visualization or just get the feeling, there will come a time when you'll just have this release where you just know it's done. Now, my whole forgiveness thing took probably 4 months. It wasn't until maybe the last 2 months, all of a sudden one day, I just got this feeling like it's done. And I stopped thinking about it. That's the third step, detachment. The detachment step is really kind of twofold the way I look at it. The detachment is you go through first, look at where you are, self-observation. Then you look at your definite aim, what you want. Then you have to detach. What you're detaching from is whatever your old mental state that was causing you to be stuck. You're detaching from that and focusing totally on your definite aim, what you really want. The Bible says you can't pour new wine in an old bottle. In other words, you can't take your new ideal and pour it into the old state that you were in, because then you just be still in the old state. So you detach from the old state that you were in, the old way of thinking, your old mindset. You're detaching from that and focusing on the new mindset. So once I had detached, and then I got that feeling of relief, okay, hey, I don't have to worry about this, it's done. Then in another month, I got the actual email, and it was pretty much like I had envisioned. It said the SBA has forgiven your loan and we'll be getting the payoff shortly. And it was done. So this is an example. If you find yourself stuck, going after your goal, whatever it might be, first look at where your head is at. What are you thinking? Because it's our thinking that is controlling it. Once you see what you're thinking, then you have to get a piece of paper and write down, okay, this is what I'm over here thinking. And you put the negative stuff you're thinking. Don't lie to yourself. The worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. I mean, just like I had to write down, I'm thinking because Biden's president now, the loans won't be forgiven. The government wants the money back. I hear on they said this. I wrote it all down. And I saw basically I had let all this negative garbage go into my mind that was total opposite of what I want. But I was sitting there expecting I'm still going to get what I want. So I had to then write down, what is it you want? I want it forgiven. Okay, then detach, meaning you have to throw away all that garbage. And then my little exercise, I wrote out all the things I was thinking negative. Then I'd take that piece of paper and I literally burned it. Then on another piece of paper, I would write out, this is what I want. And that's the detaching, because you're detaching from the old, burning that up, and focusing on the new. I hope this helped. And as always, remember, it's up to you to make your life matter.